Hello, I'm pleased to share updates and highlights of the last 2 years of the Verderers of the New Forest Higher Level Stewardship Scheme. It's the largest environmental improvement scheme in England. It's a partnership between the Verderers, the New Forest National Park Authority and Forestry England, with support from the Commoners Defence Association and Natural England. Since it started, the scheme has delivered significant improvements and long-lasting benefits to the New Forest, including restoring miles of internationally important habitats for wildlife, supporting the historic practice of commoning, which maintains the rare New Forest landscape, working to identify and protect historic sites, inspiring thousands of children to cherish the area's unique environment. The breadth and scale of what we've achieved is huge. In the past 2 years, the phased restoration of ancient and ornamental oak and beech woodland, wood crates, has continued, with non-native conifer trees removed from nearly 5 hectares of the site. Dense holly has been cut back at 18 sites to let in more light to help rare lichens grow on the nearby oak and beech trees. The verge restoration project has protected 11 miles of verges from vehicle damage by installing signs, dragon's teeth, barriers and car-free ditching. More than 68 hectares of bracken has been forage harvested to restore acid grassland and lawn habitat. More than 100 hectares of thrown-open enclosures have had naturally regenerating trees and scrub removed to help restore the areas back to open grazing and habitats after conifer felling. This work is restoring the habitat and improving access for stock roundups and access. A rolling programme of cutting, burning and removing invasive rhododendron has continued over 20 sites on the open forest. Education is a key area for the HLS, ensuring young people understand and appreciate what the forest is and what makes it so special. Education access funding enabled 89 pupils from 4 schools to visit and learn about the special qualities of the New Forest. This number was sadly a lot lower than usual due to COVID in 2020 and 2021 stopping all visits. We've now seen the welcome return of school visits and are educating young people of all ages. The New Forest contains 75% of the remaining lowland valley bog or mire systems in northwestern Europe. At 8 sites, enhancements were made to previously restored mires and streams. All restored wetland sites are monitored regularly to ensure that they're functioning as expected. 6 specialist species and habitat surveys of wetland sites were carried out, and a selection of sites were monitored using techniques such as water level loggers and time-lapse cameras. 3 surveys of rare species have been completed, including southern damselfly, wintering hen harriers, and wading birds, including lapwing, curlew, redshank, and snipe. The HLS scheme has really improved our knowledge and understanding of the history and archaeology of the forest. It has helped to survey potential ridge and furrow sites for historical features and ordnance. And past LiDAR data can now be accessed by the public through the Archaeology Data Service. The HLS scheme continues to support commoning in a number of ways. Over 80% of eligible stock is entered into the Verderers grazing scheme, with over 540 commoners committed to demonstrating responsible practices. In the last 2 years, 17 pounds have been rebuilt in hardwood for safety and longevity, bringing the total to 40. Sightline and driftway fencing has been installed to help with stock management and safety. 8,000 reflective collars have been fitted to ponies, donkeys and cattle in the last few months, and 29,000 over the whole scheme. Reflective ear tags have now been introduced for cattle, all aimed at making forest stock easier to see at night. The Verderers Stallion scheme manages the number and period for turning out stallions on the forest. It has also benefited the value and future of the New Forest pony breed. The Futurity scheme offers incentives to commoners for young colts with important bloodlines to be considered as future stallions. The Bloodline scheme has successfully regenerated the gene pool of the New Forest pony. The 7 colts born from the 2 Bloodline schemes have matured and made the grade to join the Verderers stallion scheme and run on the forest. Their offspring now exceeds 500 foals with rare and valuable bloodlines. Farming today is increasingly complex and technical. Good quality advice and training is essential to commoning. The New Forest Land Advice Service provides advice and training to commoners to ensure best practice, advises on legislation, regulations, and organises a huge variety of courses to support commoners. It helped with 400 requests by commoners for support in the last 2 years. I'm sure you'll agree that the HLS scheme has delivered a wide range of long-lasting benefits for the New Forest. The overall stats are impressive. Here's what's been achieved over 12 years. We're looking forward to continuing the scheme thanks to news of a 5-year rollover. Thank you to all the HLS partners for their hard work and support. I would like also to thank the Commoners Defence Association, who have engaged constructively and supportively with the work of the HLS. Thank you.